All right, one more.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
I'm doing it. F it. I'm with all this. I'm with all the trolling. All right, man. What's the deal, bro? You live, man. Context matters.
Hey man, we calling in from Battle Creek, Michigan.
Battle Creek, Michigan.
Yeah, man. I got a little something. I'll what you doing, bro. Context matters is fire.
Love, love, bro.
But check this out, man. What they doing to you, bro? What's going on?
What they doing? What? Hey,
jealous, bro.
what they doing to me? I'm not tapped in. What happened?
They jealous, man. Back on Big Unity World. They jealous of you, bro.
Is that what you identified? That's the emotion you identify as jealousy. That's what you think it is.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm sensing, bro. It's jealousy there, man. You can do things that they can't do, man. And they hating you for it. Because if you notice with Pun's responses to a lot of shit, he can't answer what's his problem with you.
I have seen that though. I ain't gonna lie. I have seen those clips as far as like just trying to get men to articulate themselves as men and say what your issue is. Because like regardless of anything ever coming from it, like we gotta understand. We gotta have some understanding. Like, can we know what the problem is? And I feel like eventually when there's not really a verbalized problem, then yeah, that's what leads to jealousy and hate and just like, I don't like you just because you're yourself. Eventually that's self-hate. If you don't like somebody for loving themselves and standing on who they are and whatever, then you don't love yourself. But that's the way I take at it. You know what I'm saying? Some people aren't even mentally mature enough, no matter how old they are, to really just take those emotions in and understand that, look, it's okay to talk about. You don't have to always just say fucking nigga. You can say what the issue is. But man,
for sure. Niggas can't even be that mature to even just have that common decency. You just gotta be all straight war, straight destruction, as they say, and that ain't real man shit to me, bro.
No, it's not. You gotta.
I support context matters for standing on business and being a man.
Context matters.
Yeah.
Context matters.
My love, bro. I appreciate you tapping in, G. Yeah, man. Like I said, bro, it gets to a point where I'm gonna pause the calls for a second. It gets to a point where it just becomes obvious, bro. It just becomes telling that you really don't have a ground to stand on for why you really can't like me. Like, and I'm not saying that again in an arrogant way. Like, I don't really give off any vibes to anyone behind the camera or in front of this camera that I couldn't be a likable guy. Like, I couldn't be somebody that's like, okay, even if I'm corny, great. I know I'm corny. That's awesome. Even if I'm a nerd or whatever, I'm not looked at as tough or whatever people want to label me as. I don't understand why somebody could hate me as much as they hate their bitter rivals. I've never seemed to, like, we talking about street niggas that hate me the same way they hate street niggas who are threatening their lives and saying what they gonna do to them and doing all the in their face, punking them and all. Like, I'm not even that guy. So how can you hate somebody like me who gives off nothing but most of the time positive energy unless I'm played with? Like, I don't give off that shit. So how can somebody, well, I guess you don't. You don't have a reason why. Like Smacc and Pun. Like, there's no, specifically them. I've never been able to understand where that comes from. Or if you can fake it for so long and then it comes out to the point where it's so aggressive, where you just hate me like you hate your bitter rivals. To me, it's forced. You know what I mean? And to me, you know what it looks like? I'm gonna keep it 100, keep it a beam. With me being a civilian and not in this life, to me, it looks like the epitome of bullying. And I'm not a soft nigga to where it's like, oh, you've been being bullied, contrary to what anybody may think. My limits of respect are my limits of respect. But to me, that looks like real bullying. It looks like you the tough guy in school and everybody thinks you tough, but you won't fight the other tough people. You want to go at the nigga who is confident and artistic and creative and gets bitches and is a fly, handsome nigga and it stands up for himself and whatever the case may be. You want to go at him to exude your toughness instead of the niggas who's really big and they chest up at you. I'm just keeping it a beat. Are we keeping it a beat?
Context matters.
That's what I want to know. It's like, that's bullying. I'm not on this motherfucker saying I'm being bullied. I don't give a fuck. Because I'm not being bullied. I'm going to say whatever I want, when I want, how I want. Especially when I'm not in a space where my job is threatened or I can't go at the people who hold my job in their hands. No, you're not going to get this stat. You're not going to get the stat that you've been getting over here when people think I'm just so different. I couldn't be openly just honest and blatant and blunt and straightforward and with the context as much as I wanted to. Nigga, my job is in limbo. And when you getting paid, all this shit people saying niggas ain't getting paid. When you getting paid, you got to worry about your livelihood. Nobody finna just stop working somewhere and cut off a huge chunk of income without having a plan. So it's like, if your job is being threatened, how can I react the way I want to? How can I say to the people I want to say things to? Everybody's like, target your anger where it needs to go and do this, this, and this. Nigga, my anger is going where it needs to go and my responses are going where they need to go, for sure. But you still got to tread lightly at your place of employment. So, yeah, you going to get a different stat and going to be honest. I'm being honest. That shit looks corny and weird. You calling me the corny nigga, but you on your own platform and you can't even tell the people whether you care or not. Why the fuck do you niggas hate stats so much? I want to know. Actually, I don't give a fuck. I don't want to know. But I think the people want to know. Like, let's just be honest. Fuck, I don't give a fuck if you clear your name or not. I don't give a fuck if you don't fuck with me or not. Nigga, you sound jealous when King was trying to ask you questions that you couldn't answer. You sounded like a hater. Why are we address it once and move on like you say, instead of saying fuck me? Now you got people looking like it's really like jealousy and hate. Nigga, you just making yourself look bad, bro. You just making yourself look bad. And since we here, fuck it. It's fair to say. We here, it's fair to say, right? And
context matters.
Smacc is leaking videos and putting them on his YouTube and playing them on his streams and trying to leak audio of some shit a hoe ass nigga did behind the scenes and recorded audio. Golly, what was I a part of? That shit was a fucking circus, bruh. That shit was a circus, dog. I got niggas who don't know me from a can of paint who hate me more than they bitter enemies, to where they want to drop footage on me because they got footage dropped on them, and that's their way of thinking of retaliation for exposure. Let me expose somebody that shows nothing but me in a high-pitched voice arguing with somebody, and let me crash out and do that as my way of getting back at a nigga for leaving us and trying to go become successful on his own. Let me try to continue to diminish the man who no longer works for me. Let me continue to try to paint him as something that he's really not, and you look dumb doing it, but let me try to do that. That's what you're doing. You are embarrassing yourself. You are supposed to be a street nigga, right? This is, and I'm learning from my street niggas, my homies that's teaching me. I'm talking to niggas through all this shit. You supposed to be a street nigga. Like, where is the realness in taking footage or security cam footage, putting it on the internet for laughs and shits and giggles? I don't understand the point of that. Or what kudo points were you looking for by doing that? That's cheesy as hell to me. That's corny as hell to me. There's a lot of corny behavior going on. All because I stepped out and in 2 weeks, 10 days, popped out with this and actually garnished some traction, whether I was talking about him or not. And yeah, I'm talking about him again too, because this is how I flow. This, and you do this to try to diminish me and paint me to be something else, but dog, you look bad. You niggas look bad. I tapped in with niggas from where this nigga's from. It looks bad. I'm a big civilian. Let me just stand on this. Never at one point in any of the sentiments am I saying I'm a tough guy, I'm a gangster, I'm a thug, I know gang street politics and all that shit. I'm not saying that. I'm speaking about this strictly as morals and man shit. You got niggas that was raised the same way you was, with the same mindsets and the same intellect, that are saying that shit is out of pocket. They saying it's out of pocket. So it's like, again, Stet responds, and now it's like, oh, Stet is going too far. But where do we draw the line? What are we doing? It's all content. It's like, this is not content. This is real life. This is real life. It's just developing on a camera screen. It's just happening on a camera screen. And that's the problem I had with being over there. I could not tell what was fact and fiction. I could not tell who was real and who wasn't. I could not tell on camera what was a joke and what wasn't. So when we see these actions occur, it's like, oh, you can be behind my face. And we never had this type of animosity when me and these people cross paths. None at all. It could be a shake hands and a couple conversations and a couple of sentences, move on, and everybody's mingling together. It don't have to be one-on-ones and text messages and calls, but in each other's faces, this shit didn't happen. So where does this come from? Where does these actions stem from? And I think it stems from what that caller was saying. I gotta be 100. Where I can't draw the line between content and real life when you're taking shit that happens in real life off screen and bringing it on screen. That's not content. I was talking to my homie Sheridan the other day. I'm like, content is anything that's put on the screen. So let's stop saying it's content, it's good content, it's content. Nigga, content can be me going on the internet, making a video, filming how to make a popsicle stick house. And I put it on the internet. That's content. It's consumable, digestible information, video, entertainment. That's content. So when we're taking real life shit that can fuck people's relationships and morals and self-respect and businesses and brands up, and we take it on camera and we fuck with it, you look goofy. You look goofy. And that's just my point on it. That's like, don't disrespect me and expect me not to respond because you think I'm this Stet that just don't have no fucking balls. Like, don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I'm not the toughest guy. I'm not claiming to be tough, but I still stand for respect. And two things happened over there that crossed the line of respect, and that was the boiling point. Don't tell me where my line of respect is. Where if somebody calling me a bitch, if I feel like I'm supposed to just crash out and fight you because you fixed your words to say a 5-letter word. Fixed your mouth to say a 5-letter word. I don't draw my line of respect the same place everybody draws their line of respect. So when I react, it's warranted. Trust me, I evaluate everything that's going on around me and I don't overreact unless I'm either pushed to that point or there's a real reason. And I have not done anything besides this.
Context matters.
And that's it. But again, you can talk all you want for the sake of content and talk about it and say all you want, but when you start doing whole shit behind the scenes, sneak leaking, talking, text messages, looking for information, like, bruh, taking a private conversation, going on another stream, talking about it, embellishing it for views. Can we all agree that this is what happened? But Stet cried, and it's coming from the nigga who's lied about every fucking thing that's came out of those fucking DSLs of him that he got. Lied about everything. But Stetson is wrong because he stands on something and expects people to take up for hoe-ass behavior and disloyal, snaky behavior from a man who's already disloyal, snaky behavior and lied about getting... And y'all take that side and don't stand up for being like, now everybody's, oh, he crossed the line. He crossed the line with Keem. Yeah, he for sure crossed the line with Keem. It may not even be as serious as mine. But I tried to bring to you the perspective of what was occurring and show you that it was fuck ass shit going on. And that was some hoe ass behavior. And are we gonna take any action? No, I don't need the nigga fired. Are we gonna set some boundaries? Are we gonna get some understanding? Are we gonna clarify? Or are we gonna run with this shit for jokes? And what the fuck did the whole universe do? They ran for the shit as jokes from Fat Boy. Everybody ran from it as like, oh, Stet cried. He's a bitch. He's a crybaby. He cried real tears. As if everybody's not a man and gets mad and their eyes well up and their eyes get red. That's why I specifically asked the fuck ass niggas. I did not fucking cry. There ain't one tear dropped down my goddamn eye, and I don't even have to keep sitting here defending that. But this nigga lies. And this is what stirred up this whole shit. Now look at you. Now look at everything that's going on. This guy came in as a clown, made a circus, lied, made the shit happen with Scotty, made the shit happen with me. And it wasn't even just him. It was the response that I got from what he did. It was my approach that I took to it, is thinking I was taking the right approach and asking to do it the right way and get some clarification of the direction that the show that I was supposedly running was supposed to be mine. Like, let's get some clarification about which direction this is going. And when you flat out tell me that, hey, look, bro, it's all content, man. Just pack that nigga out, bro. Just, if I was you, I just would have. And it's not like a, let me check the hoe ass behavior. Yeah, I could have crashed out, did whatever, but we're not going to check the hoe ass behavior. We're not going to address the elephant in the room, literally. Like, lying hoe snake behavior led to all this. And to think it was the right thing to happen because it literally shined a light on the people that I thought that were really just doing content or may not really know how to voice their love and respect because they come from a certain environment. Maybe let me just collect my chili and play the role and, you know what I'm saying, like fit in a little bit. Nah, bruh. Nah. This situation, you know what's crazy? I'm not gonna give Fat Boy no credit, but he said, like, this situation gonna help Step bloom and blossom and he gonna thank me. I'm not ever would thank this nigga for shit. But what happened and the response that I got from the people that I thought should have responded differently, and they didn't, and they still haven't, and they still keep egging it on. Yeah. That's the culprit. Him saying that is kind of funny because now look, and I'm not sitting there saying it's going to be the biggest thing in the whole world or I'm trying to attract views based off of them or none of that. I'm just doing my own thing and building a tribe, and that spawned this. So if that's God's reason for this occurring, then that was supposed to happen. But all the shit that's coming from it, it's all coming to light, and we're seeing it firsthand. No matter how much of a hater of me you are or believe I'm this, and that, we are all seeing it firsthand with the actions that are occurring, the improvements that are trying to be made, the streams that are supposed to be going. You know what I mean? Like the ramp ups of things and I get it, improvements, awesome, but it looking kind of telling. And I'm all for it. Do it up. Shine without me. I don't care. But if you're going to shine without me, you don't have to diminish my light. Continue to diminish this bright ass light. You don't have to continue to diminish the light when I'm no longer in your hair. It just don't make sense. And yeah, see, I'm not trying to be that person to do that, but the shit comes to light, bro, as people start to see things, bro. And when you put under that bright light, there's a lot of pressures. I deal with the pressures too, even doing this on my own. Y'all don't understand the anxiety I went through. So I could imagine the anxiety that a big corporation or a company could be going through, whether they hide it or not. Shit's changed. The dynamic has changed. The environment, which in my opinion, and all due respect to the ones that I still fuck with over there for real, I was always an outsider. So this is respectfully saying, again, I was always an outsider, but as an outsider, it looked like a real tight knit family. Like it looked like a super family of 25 people. And then like when all this occurs and all this division and internal beef and WWE shit that goes on back and forth, it starts to the outsiders start to look like it's not like that. And I respect their relationships with each other. If they are family, that's great. I'm just talking about a perspective from an outsider. I'm an outsider now and I was an outsider then. And I've seen the family environment. But now when you see this, like the course of action is like you also run like a business, but it's not handled as such. So it's blurred lines. But at the end of the day, let me just summarize. At the end of the day, let's not get mad at Stet for reacting for what people do and say. Because everything that I've done and said is only in a reaction. Because the context matters so much and I was lied on for so long and played with for so long. And I just feel like we should stand on, like, let's mature up, guys. Like, talk all you want, say the shit you want, but we leaking videos and footage and just flat out saying, you just hate me, just fuck me, just because. Eventually, we got to be a little bit better as humans and as men, and you know. But not everybody stands for the same codes and morals, principles. We come from different backgrounds and environments. I can't change nobody, but public perception is showing, and we seeing it. You know what I'm saying? We seeing it. We seeing it, man. We seeing it. But you know what's crazy is it happened, right? It's going to happen. Let me address that too real quick. The conversation about them has came up. As you can see, for the first hour and 45 minutes, I'm just getting in the groove of filling out my show, right? I'm trying to make sure my show is as good as it can be. It's going to be rough at the beginning. There's going to be hiccups. I'm going to be dead air. There's going to be conversations y'all may not fuck with, whatever. But in this building process, I'm doing it, you know, solo. It's a lot harder than when you're doing it with a bunch of people. So, let me just shine, man. Let me just shine. Let's see. The issue is you didn't stand up for yourself, Stat. It shouldn't have gotten to tears. It didn't because you felt like you had no voice there. Public perception, yeah, it may look like I didn't stand up for myself. I can see that. I can see why you would say that. And again, in retrospect, I can see that. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to send something that you really want me to respond to in relation to this, super chat or Cash App chat or Venmo chat, because I gave y'all enough of them. And what I was saying was I try to, you know, I'm trying to get my legs under me. This is only episode 3. I'm trying to get my legs under me of how this is really going to move to make it the best possible content you can get. And I'm not going to derive it upon that. It just came up, and that's my disclaimer. It's probably going to come up. It can come up, but I will not make my content or context about that. You know what I'm saying? And I won't react and do all the whole shit, reaction channel vibes. But again, this is me. You know what I'm saying? And this is not content to me. Anything that comes out from now is all personal. So certain things as a human, as an emotional person, I might react. And so if you get parts of this, out of me, then this is what we do. But it won't be about this, as y'all can see. You feel me? And I just want to leave it at that. I just want to, you know what I mean? I just want to proceed, progress, and keep building, man. Building the tribe. That's what I want to do.